How's it going, everyone? My name is Case, and today you join me on a snowy, gloomy spring Colorado day. So what better time to get outside and be working on your truck, right? So what we're going to be doing today is trying to diagnose an issue with our Ford F100. This truck is a bit of a Frankenstein, and it looks like it has an aftermarket turn signal switch. Now the brake lights actually run through the turn signal switch, and because something in that system isn't working, we neither have brake lights nor turn signals, which means we can't drive it on the road. So I'm going to try and see if I can diagnose where that issue is starting, but first I gotta brush some snow off the truck. Oh yeah, look at that. Every single time I try to open this door, I always pick the wrong key. Okay, now let's take a look what we're going to be dealing with. So here is the current turn signal box, and yeah, I've only driven this truck no more than a mile, so I don't really know a whole lot about the wiring, but it's kind of what I expected. Like a lot of this truck, it's Frankenstein together. This is a bit of a rat's nest, but Tommy is of the thinking that the wires coming out of this old unit are going to be very similar to the wires going into the replacement unit that he bought. However, I first want to see if power is actually going to this box in the first place before I start taking stuff apart. Tommy did go through and check some fuses, and that's always should be your first step in trying to diagnose any electrical issue. Oh, that's the hazard. That's cool. So it's probably not an issue with any fuses. So yeah, let's see if there's any power going to this unit. All right, now before I start working, let's go ahead and move this truck somewhere where I've got a little bit more room, because step one, definitely want to have some space while I work. Question is, am I gonna... Yeah, I picked the wrong key again. Okay, now let's see how this sucker does with a cold start. Pulling the choke out a little bit, pump the gas a little bit. This has not started up today. Did start up yesterday. Pumping the gas a little bit more. Come on. Seeing as everyone on the community page seems to think this truck is more reliable than mine. There we go! Oh yeah, the power. We'll just fast forward when it's warmed up. Okay, that's warming up for me. Oh yeah, what a beauty. Yes. Now I've decided to enlist Alex's help on this project. You might recognize him from the bike channel, and Alex is actually somebody who enjoys wiring, which is pretty weird. We've gone ahead and started diving into this. We tested voltage going to this existing turn signal unit, and we saw that there is power going to it. So this could potentially be the issue. However, before we start diving into wiring up a whole new one of these, we want to see if we can locate the flasher underneath the dash in this whole rat's nest of wires, and maybe see if there's an issue there.
So luckily this truck is dirt simple. There's really only two things that look like they might be a flasher down here. This and this right here, and yeah, this one by the connections on the back of it. We're thinking this is the flasher right here.
Man, this is a mess, but we did manage to find a loose wire right here, and of course the flasher is missing a wire. So we're gonna join these two and see if that makes our whole system work. Now I know that power does not go to this very well secured turn signal switch until I actually have the ignition on. So I've just got to get the ignition to go. on. There we go. Now, we found this wire not connected to anything, and where is it? Here we go. Oh, here comes another wire off of this thing. This right here is missing a wire. It looks like a flasher. So what happens when we do that and that? It works.
Did it click like that before?
Yep. Oh, well, no, it didn't do anything before.
You've got a left signal.
Check the right.
Right's working. Let's check the front.
Left.
Yep, got left.
Right.
Got the right.
Now, even more important than turn signals, because you can technically signal with your hands. Let's see if the brake lights work. Anything?
Yep. They're super dim, but they're working.
Wow, this truck is now fully restored. This is amazing. So yeah, it's as simple as a wire probably got kicked off of that flasher when someone was going for the clutch, because this whole truck is wired extremely poorly. So yeah, we're probably gonna go in there, try and make some of that a little bit cleaner. Honestly, I don't really feel like replacing this with this even chunkier, even cheaper looking unit. So I'm gonna try and just keep this guy working. It might need a new flasher because it seems pretty weak, so it might just flash more quickly and more reliably if we get a better one. Look at that, even the hazards work.
One good thing that did come out of Tommy buying this cheapo part is it came with a new relay, so let's get this hooked up. Hopefully it'll make the flashes just a little faster, a little more in sync. Alright, ignition's still on, let's give it a go.
Oh yeah, that sounds a lot better.
That's way better. And there's actually a little knob on here for fine-tuning it, so you can slow it down if you want, but I like it all the way up. That looks pretty good. Also, these two were connected. This one right here is what didn't have anything connected to it, and judging by how that's bent back, definitely looks like someone kicked the crap out of it, and that's why it was disconnected. Look at those brake lights. And the turn signal.
Now you might be wondering, why did I just watch a whole video of two guys reattaching one wire to a truck? And we were thinking the same, but we learned some useful lessons from this. Number one, if you're getting into buying a classic vehicle like this and you see a whole mess of wiring under the dash like what this truck has, might be a good sign that you maybe want to pass that particular truck up. I think the other big thing,
try the easiest stuff first when you're trying to fix your truck, because we threw some money at this. Luckily it wasn't too much. I think that part was like $18, so not a huge deal, but definitely before you spend any money trying to fix stuff, check the easy stuff first, because you know, we could have wired in that whole new setup and still had it not working, only to realize that there was just one wire disconnected. Just plug it back in, and we could have saved ourselves a bunch of work.
Absolutely. I mean, now that we've got this truck actually roadworthy with working brakes and turn signals, that means we can actually get it out on the road, start using it, and very soon we are going to be taking this truck up to David's. We're going to get this truck off road and we're going to see how it does. So be sure to stay tuned for that.